So it's behind the AED or in front of the machine. Your AED, when you open it up, there's a little pouch there, and that's where your pads are. All right? All right, here are your pads on this one. When you take out your pads, there are different manufacturers. All right? Some of them will be square. Some of the pads will be square. Some of them will be oval. All right? They will all have a picture of a man's chest and where the pads need to go. This is showing upper right. And when you flip it over, lower left. Some of the pads are going to have the pictures of both on it, upper right, lower left, and when you flip it around, it's the same thing. What this means is that there is no polarity to the pads. It doesn't make a difference which one you use, but they do need to be placed on the victim's upper right and the victim's lower left. So,
attach pads firmly to person's chest, as
I
shown.
attach my pads, upper right and lower left. And again, it doesn't make a difference, you know, I got it turned sideways, this one's
Plug
turned,
in connector.
doesn't make a difference. But that's where they need to go.
Check connector.
Okay, I need to plug it in. The light is flashing, that's where I plug it in.
Analyzing rhythm. Everyone stand clear.
Nobody touches. If my partner's doing CPR, I put these on while he was doing it, now I tell him to stop, nobody touches.
Shock advised. Charging.
I gotta shock him.
Everyone stand
Now,
clear.
the button's gonna light up, and the machine's gonna tell me to push the button.
Everyone stand clear. Push the shock button.
Don't press the button. With your other finger over the button, with your other hand, check your
Push
victim.
the shock button.
All right, it's safe, nobody's touching,
Shock
I deliver
delivered.
the shock.
Begin 5 cycles of
And it was
CPR.
going to start CPR. Now, unlike TV, he is not going to be jumping off the floor. You'll see a little short in the shoulders, you're going right back into your compressions. Now, the reason we say place your finger over the button is because there are two types of AEDs, what we call a semi-automated and a fully automated. How do they work? Well, they all have a button that you either push to turn on or lift the lid, and it turns on. If it doesn't have a second button, this one is yellow, some of them may be red, some of them may be orange. This one doesn't have a second button. This is
1
what we
minute and
call
30 seconds of CPR
this is what we
remaining.
call the fully automated AED. And what that means is that this button is lit. I got my finger over the button. I'm getting ready to shock, and I realize my partner's resting up against him. Is it safe to shock? No, he's going to feel it. You get the family member, oh, you're going to be all right. They're taking care of you. Is it safe to shock? No, because if you don't think it's safe to shock, if you can't get that person, don't press that button. We give you upwards of 15 seconds to push that button. You don't press that button within 15 seconds, the machine realizes something's wrong, it dumps the load
1 minute of
internally
CPR
and tells you to
remaining.
do 2 minutes of CPR. That's a safety feature. This machine doesn't have a button. This is what we call the fully automated AED. When you have this plugged in and attached, it's going to analyze the heart, and if he needs to be shocked, it's going to tell you, staying clear of victim, do not touch the victim. Charging, charging, do not touch the victim. Charging, charging, staying clear of victim. Charging, charging, boom. It's going to send out that shock whether we're safe or not. Unfortunately, we're finding more and more of these out in the field and more of them in the schools because the vendors make more money selling
30
these than
seconds
selling
of
those.
CPR
Any
remaining.
schools really don't get the training before they buy the AED. Doesn't mean this is a bad machine, no, it just means you have to use a little more caution to it. This machine's been counting down every 30 seconds. Some machines you hear a metronome, just go with the beat. All right? You're doing your compressions and somebody walks by and says, hey, I think he needs to be shocked again. Nothing's gonna happen, that's a safety feature. It has to be lit for you to deliver the shock. Okay, so we're coming up on 2 minutes. I'm doing my 2 minutes of CPR. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Analyzing rhythm.
Analyzing rhythm.
Everyone stand clear.
Stop, nobody touches. All right, let the machine analyze.
No shock advised.
No shock.
Begin 5
So I
cycles
go
of
back to my
CPR.
compressions. Now, once these machines are on, they stay on. You never turn them off. Even if you bring that person back, the machine stays on. Number one, it's prepared, ready that if you do need to use it again, it's there. And it's recording everything. All right, his heart, you know, everything that's going on, your good CPR, that's all being recorded. All right, for the hospital to take a look at, to see what brought him down, you know, why did he have another, you know, cardiac arrest event while this was going on. The machine stays on, the pads stay on. The pads are single-use pads. You can use them only once. So if you take them off and they get dirty, you may not be able to put them back on. When you get these machines, the sequence is stop CPR wherever you are, turn it on, attach the pads, plug it in. All right? You're doing your compressions, 18, 19, 20, here's your AED, stop. Take it out, turn it on, attach the pads, plug it in. You gave your first rep, you're ready to give your second, stop. Take it out, turn it on, attach the pads, plug it in. When you get this AED and you stop, turn it on, attach the pads and plug it in, the machine is now analyzing the heart. All right? The electrical pattern of the heart, to be more precise. The heart is a pump, and like any other pump, it works with electricity. All right? If I hooked up an AED to anybody here, the machine is going to say no shock advised. If you're literally walking and talking, you have a regular heartbeat. The electrical pattern is regular, let me put it that way. The electrical pattern is regular. And what that electrical pattern does is it allows for the heart to do what it needs to do. Bring in blood, bring in oxygen, mix it together, and sends it out. Those are the 4 chambers of the heart. If I hooked up a real AED to anybody here, it's going to say no shock advised, because the electrical pattern is normal. If I hooked up a real AED to a mannequin, it's going to say no shock advised, because as far as it knows, there's no electrical pattern there. All right, it's a dead heart. Now, does it mean that we stop CPR, pack it up, and go home? No. It means we keep going with good CPR, because our good CPR can hopefully either put it into a shot, get the heart started by itself, or put it into a shockable rhythm. The shockable rhythm is known as VFib, or ventricular fibrillation. And what's happening is the electrical pattern to the heart has been disrupted, causing those 4 chambers to beat independently of each other, not allowing for blood or oxygen to get in, be mixed or sent out to the rest of the body. This machine picks up that irregular pattern, sends out a shock upwards of 20,000 volts, hoping to stop that heart, hoping that it starts up again in that normal pattern. That's why we don't want to waste any time. As soon as you get this AED, stop wherever you are, take it out, turn it on, attach the pads, plug it in. Questions?
Yeah, the 5 steps for stopping. I have 3 of them, but I don't remember the other
You
2.
bring them back.
Yeah, he's not breathing, the place isn't safe, you have the AED. What's the other 2?
You're physically exhausted, you can't go anymore, or somebody comes over and takes over.
Okay, and another question. Suppose the person has a defibrillator implanted.
I'm going to talk about that right now. All right, a couple of things to keep in mind. We are dealing with electricity. Yes.
I just want to make sure, it will send a shock wave and then it will stop. And then you can go back to CPR.
As soon as you deliver that shock, it is safe to touch them.
Okay.
All right, it's
And you know-
literally in a millimeters.
And you know that because the machine tells you.
The machine's going to tell you, deliver, and everybody's, like I said, you're going to see once you deliver that shock, the machine's going to say, I continue CPR.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay, we are dealing with electricity, upwards of 20,000 volts. You pull somebody out of a swimming pool, out of a shower, out of a bathtub, they are wet. In your prep kit, you're going to get disposable towels. All right, as a matter of fact, I just resupplied yours. Wipe off the chest. The chest doesn't have to be completely dry. It can be damp. We just don't want a wet chest. You could be here in the church doing CPR and it's going to be damp. He's going to be sweating. You're going to be sweating. That's fine. The reason we don't want a wet chest is because the electricity will follow the path of least resistance. It's easy to go across the chest than to go through the chest. If it's damp, don't worry, that's fine. We don't want you kneeling in a puddle of water. You're on a floor like this, dragging to a drier area, kneel on something. I get a bunch of towels or something. We just want you kneeling in puddles of water. You can be on snow, wet grass, wet concrete, just low puddles. The glue on these pads, you can probably equate to the glue that they use in those glue boards to catch mice. That's how much glue is on this. It is going to stick to a damp chest. We just don't want a wet chest. You expose his chest and you see a bulge coming out of the skin. That can be an internal pacemaker or defibrillator. The newer models are on the side of the heart, but if they've been repaired and replaced a number of times, you may find it on the opposite side. If it's where you need to place the pad, move the pad about an inch below it. Don't place it on that device, because the device will absorb most of that shock. You expose the chest and you see a medication patch. In your kit, we give you gloves. With the gloves, remove the patch, wipe it down, put the pad on. Don't place the pad directly on that patch. Don't take that patch off with bare hands. You may not know what it is. Nicotine patch. You may crave a cigarette. Nitroglycerin patch. People with heart conditions wearing that, especially if that's a fresh patch, one of two things can occur. The worst headache you've ever had, or you can pass out. You're number one, protect yourself, put on the gloves. You expose his chest, and you see a lot of chest hair. In your kit, we give you a disposable razor. Do a quick dry shave, and then put the pad on. If you don't have that razor, look and see if you have a second set of pads. Now in this case, my second set of pads are child pads. You don't have child pads. I put my child pads on and wax job. Ladies, if that doesn't bring them back, I don't think you should. Keep in mind that $2 razor that wasn't in the kit just cost the company upwards of $200 to turn them into the 40-year-old version and $180 to shop them. That's how much these pads can go for. I know what's more important. I mean, we can't put a price tag on somebody's life, so, but what's more important, all right, how long does it take to do a quick dry shave? Maybe 10 seconds. If I gotta do a wax job, and that's only if I have my other pads, that means taking them out of the folder, peeling it out, putting it on, ripping it off, taking the other one, put that on, rip that off, now I get out my adult pads. By the time, if I'm by myself, by the time I'm ready to shock, that could be 45 seconds of nothing happening. Remember, every time we stop CPR, all blood flow stops. Okay, we're talking about cutting clothing, ripping off clothing.
One more question.
Yes.
How about, what if you find someone with large scar?
Doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Scars, it doesn't mean anything. Basically, I mean, when we was talking about, you know, with the hair, I'm talking a lot of hair. I got a friend of mine, I mean, you know, he's like 6'3". I mean, Sasquatch. I mean, he's literally a giant teddy bear. I mean, he'll do anything for you. But we joke around with him all the time. I joke around with the 40-year-old virgin. I mean, he's just turned 50. You know, when that movie came out, we wanted to do that to him. These pads, these machines are very sensitive. If it's not making good contact, it will actually tell you poor pad placement or push pads firmly to the victim's bare chest. You can push it down, but you can't keep your hands there. Because if it delivers a shock, you're going to get that shock. That's why if there's any doubt, all it takes, like I said, 10 seconds to a quick dry shave. You have razors in yours.
Okay, female, the bra.
Okay,
Do
we're
we
gonna
leave
get
the
to
bra on or take the bra
Okay.
off?
All right. Tear open the clothes. If you can't rip the clothes, bunch it up. All right. This is what this part of the chest that we're pushing on is called the lower half of the stone. All right. So I bunched up the sweater or the sweatshirt. I'm not covering the mouth. I may even have to wiggle my hand there to get into position. When you get your AED, these are the scissors. This is the scissors you have in yours. Start cutting clothing. Now, bras. You can do CPR with the bra on. Sports bra, lace bra, bikini, no problem. Underwire bra.
No.
Where's your hand going to be? Right on that wire. It's going to start to cut in, it's going to hurt. If you can't lift it up, take these scissors, one snip,
That wire.
it's cutting through that wire like it was butter. It cuts through a penny with no problem. Make it safe, make it easy for you. And once that defibrillator gets there, that bra's coming off anyway. Look where the pads are. Shoulder strap, bra strap. Who do you think is going to be more embarrassed, you or them?
If you saved my life, I don't care.
So men can do that also?
What?
Men too?
Anybody?
Anybody got to
Men can do that too. Yeah, cut.
Cut the bra.
You got to get to it.
Just
do it. Gotta do it. Just gotta do it. Just do it.
The alternative
It's a job, brother.
It's a job. You gotta do it.
is pushing on that wire. It's going to hurt in your hand.
So I had to cut it off,
You
right?
gotta cut
It's
it.
a job.
Oh my God.
That's the only time you get to do that with no problem.
No? This time, there will be no sexual harassment.
There is no sex in first aid. Okay, questions on the adult. Okay, children. Now, children for the use of the defibrillator, age 8 and under. Everybody's being shocked, even infants. 8 and under, 55 pounds. Now, there is no AED designed for children. These are all designed for adults. Some machines will have a key that you insert into the machine, and then the child pads get plugged into that. Some of them you pop out your adult pads and you put in your child, or they will have a separate pad for the child. All right. This manufacturer, this is similar to the one you have. All right. You take out your adult pads, you plug in your child pads. It has a device built into it. We call this a transducer. 20,000 volts come out of the machine. This drops it down to roughly about 3,000 volts. The children are getting it with a smaller amount of shock. This manufacturer is showing the pad placement upper right, lower left, just like we did for the adult. This manufacturer is showing the pad placement front and back, upper right, lower left. So where do we place the pads? The preferred placement for everybody is that of the adult. Upper right, lower left. This is the preferred placement. But if the pads overlap, or you cannot get at least 5 fingers in between the pads, here I could probably get maybe 2 or 3. If you cannot get at least 5 fingers, then they're too close, which means the electricity will arc across the chest as they're going through the chest. If that's the case, place one on the front and one on the back. It doesn't make a difference which one. This is marked for the back, this one is marked for the front. Usually by 18 to 24 months, you can get them upper right, lower left, with that 5-finger width in between. If there's any doubt in your mind, I go automatically front and back. Now, let's say, God forbid, somebody goes down here in the church, they point to you, they tell you to call 911, and you notice that they're doing CPR on a little baby. You go right, somebody calls 911, you grab the AED off the wall, you come running back, you open up, and all you have are adult pads, because that's all you have in your machine. What am I going to do? Put one on the front and one on the back. There is no key, there is no switch. He is potentially now getting hit with 20,000 volts of shock, as compared to the 3,000 that the child pads get. Number one, why am I doing CPR? Technically he's dead, I'm doing the work of the heart. Number two, just because I put the pads on doesn't mean he's getting shocked. He needs to be in that shockable rhythm. If he's in that rhythm, give him the shock. Give it to him. Don't hold back, give him the shock. In some rare cases, that higher dose of shock, we may fray the heart valves. I'd rather have a live baby with frayed heart valves that we can take care of in the hospital than a baby that died because I was afraid to put the pads on, or give him the shock. Give him the shock. If you have an adult victim and all you have are child pads, don't even bother hooking it up. Just go with CPR. Because 3,000 volts will do absolutely nothing to the adult except stop with CPR. Questions?
Now, you said once you have a rhythm,
Once he starts to move, you're not going to know if he has a rhythm. Once he starts to move, he starts to breathe, then you're going to stop CPR. All
And
right?
you say, we don't have any child pads?
You don't have child pads. You don't need child pads. Do you have any? I'm sure you have some type of after school activities or with Sunday schools. But the children that attend, it's not. Do you have a daycare center here or anything like that?
No.
Yeah. So then you don't need it. First of all, you've had your machine for at least 9 years, and you haven't even used the adult. If you do need to use it, use the adult pads.
So what's the, regardless of the age of the child, there's no heart rhythm use?
You use it just like anybody else. The difference is they're getting a higher dose of shock. That's all it is.
Since the machine is that old, do we need to replace it?
No. It's working. The battery's good. I got a call because I have my own company. I get subcontracted out by a lot of companies